settled. Find a comfortable seat. And we're going to begin with a few the Lord of auspicious occasion. Namo Sadavaha Swarita. Namo. Welcome, all you good and beautiful people, and may you find blessings upon your journey. Namo. I practice out of love for myself to learn the truth for the benefit of all beings. Om. Good morning. Good morning. Such a lovely wet day it is this morning. Turn this thing around a little bit. Out of the way. So I think we'll begin with that. What we began with on Monday evening. A little drink here. We're going to do these foot sliders. And we'll try to be find a little more sensation from this. So we're going to bring our hands behind us, someplace where we're comfortable, someplace where we can feel the hands on the floor so the fingers are pointing towards the toes. Find someplace where you're supporting your back with your shoulders. Back is still long. Natural curves are in the back, and we'll begin with the left foot, which is in your... Actually, first thing we do is, why don't we just sit up and wrap our arms around our knees. And just begin to rotate your nose towards the ceiling until you begin to find resistance to that movement. Don't try to push into it. Just find where it's easy. And mark a spot on the ceiling. Just remember where a spot on the ceiling is, how far up you can look at this point in time. And go ahead and bring your hands behind you once again. So leave the right foot comfortably close to the right pelvis. And begin with the left foot maybe even a little bit closer to the pelvis. Find that support in your shoulders. Don't try to sag down in your shoulders, and don't try to really push yourself up. Just find that neutral place where you find the least amount of least amount of weight in your shoulders. Try to find the weight in the pelvis more, and begin to slide the left foot forward slowly, 10, 15 inches. As you reach that point, allow the heel to become heavy, and rotate the foot up and make a fist with the toes. And then slowly release the toes, put the foot back down, and gently draw it up towards your tail until it's comfortable. And then just lift the toes. Press the foot down. Feel energy in the foot, but the toes are lifting towards the ceiling. Another time, let the toes relax back down. Gently slide the foot forward. And allow the heel to lift, becoming heavier, and make a fist with the toes. Release the fist. The foot down. Feel all of this in your pelvis, how it affects the weight distribution in your body. And feel the shoulders with a little asymmetric weight in them. And one more time, very slowly. Push the foot out just gently, sliding on the floor. It's about sliding. Lift the foot, heel down, make that fist. And slowly draw it back. Now once again, go ahead and bring your arms around your legs. Just begin to move your head back and just notice if there's been any change. We mark the spot where you are now. We'll move to the other side. I didn't really pick up much that time. And we'll go with the opposite foot now. So I'm going to bring the left foot and keep it more or less planted. Find my hands, find the weight in my hands, find the weight in the shoulders. Maybe bring the right foot a little bit closer to start. Begin to slowly slide that right foot forward. Rotate on the heel, making a fist. Try to relax in your back, relax in your jaw. Gently press the foot back down. Draw it comfortably close, the heel comfortably close, and lift just the toes. You can feel the ball mounds pressing down, the heel pressing down. Drop the toes once again. Rotating on the heel, making the fist with the foot. Slowly back down. You don't have to really be sitting on the floor. This is the kind of thing that you can do sitting in a chair or pretty much anywhere you find yourself. As I said the other night, this goes right into the mid-back, the space between the shoulder blades. Gently lift the toes, allowing the foot to be heavy. Again, sit up, hug your knees in, and slowly allow yourself to come back. I picked up quite a bit on that one. So you might feel, we're looking for the feeling, it's not in the neck, it's really in the upper back. It's allowing the whole upper back to curve towards the ceiling to support the head looking up and back. Okay, so why don't we come on to our backs now. Just come all the way down on your back. Extend your body, extend your legs long. Allow the back of your head to become heavy, your arms become heavy, your feet become heavy. Allow everything to become heavy. Begin to notice how you feel. How does it feel to be me in this moment? How does it feel to be lying on the floor? Walls around me. And feel the air and feel the floor. I can feel my body begin to soften and relax down towards the floor. But I'm also beginning to become aware that there's differences in my body in the way that I lie on the floor, between perhaps the left side and the right side. Areas where I'm really soft and heavy on the floor, and other places where I feel my body drawing away from the floor ever so slightly, or perhaps quite dramatically. Don't try to change that. It's just awareness and breathing. Allow yourself to fully soften. It can take many minutes to fully surrender our body. And we're completely supported on the floor. There's nowhere we can go. We're safe. We're secure. Feel your breath expanding. Expanding into your belly, softening your belly, expanding into your chest, softening your chest, expanding into your shoulders, softening your shoulders, your jaw, the way your head is lying on the floor. Feel the breath leaving and softening even more. Become aware of the movement of your body with the breath. Breathing is changing the shape of your body. Allow the shape to change with every breath. To create an easy relationship with our breath. Not forcing it, not holding it, allowing it to flow free and easy. Every minute when we begin the movement, we still want the breath to be easy. It's actually the biggest thing you can do as you're moving your body through space is allow the breath to be easy and the body to conform to the breath and the breath to conform to the movement. Alright, so why don't we once again begin to slowly roll to one side or another and bring ourselves into a seated position. Just slowly and easily. Easy on the body. No jerky, sudden movements like forcing your body up from the floor. Let's try that again. Let's softly roll onto the floor. And bring the knees to standing. Slowly let the knees fall one way or the other. The arm reaching that way. Head heavy on the floor. This is the whole secret. The head's a bowling ball. Keep it on the floor and lift it up at the end. Let's watch me here real quick. Keep the head low. Let your body just slide over and then finally lift. When we're in this awkward position with a twisted back, forcing all of this weight up, we're not helping ourselves. You can allow this top leg to extend long, and that counterbalances our position. So this leg's lengthening is what brings us up. It's one of the ways we can come up a million different ways from here, and every one of those will be very easy and soft on the body. But when we demand our body get up now, with an acceleration. Whenever you're accelerating, whenever you're going from motionless to movement, that's an acceleration. Your velocity is changing. And force equals mass times acceleration. We want to do this without force. We don't want to force our body into situations. We want to ask it to find those situations. It's a very, very different mindset. It's a very different mindset than you'll find if you're trying to do a pose correctly. There is no correct for any shape of the body. There's only what's right for you in that very moment. It's not what someone else thinks is the pure pose or whatever they're talking about these days. There's no such thing. There never has been. It's a very modern notion. It's a very Western modern notion that there's a pure pose and stuff. It just doesn't exist. It's about ease. It's about allowing your body to flow through space. Right? So this is really a good practice. This is not where we're going today, but just allow yourself to reversibly find a seat. Come back down. This is one of the best things you can do for your body. Both directions. Allow this count. See how that leg just brings you right up. The counterbalance. All right. So let's come into this position. Let's get to where we're going here. We're going to come into that same position. Find a comfortable place with the feet and the arms behind you. Fingers pointing forward. And remember, vary if that's necessary. Whatever feels, a lot of people are going to want their fingers out towards the side. Some might even want them to the back. It's just not comfortable for them to be here. Wherever it's right for you. We're not so worried about that. So from this position, begin to slowly think about, engage, organize to lift your bottom off the floor without lifting your bottom off the floor. How are we going to go about lifting that? What do we have to organize? Where do we have to move in our body to begin to make the pelvis lighter? Where does the weight go? Then settle that back down. Relax once again. Notice where your head is on your shoulders, leaning way forward or way back. Think about the pelvis lifting from the crown of the head. Organizing your body to find a weightlessness. And then the next time, slowly begin to lift the pelvis a little bit. And then slowly back down. We're not talking much movement yet. We'll get there. We're going to organize our body. Find our feet. Where does the weight go on our feet? Where's the weight in our arms? How much weight are we carrying in our shoulders versus how much weight are we carrying in our legs and our pelvis? Becoming aware that the pelvis is much, much stronger than the shoulders. So how can we distribute the weight towards the feet? Several times, lifting, maybe coming a little bit further up every time. And begin to notice how your arms are situated in space, especially your lower arms and your lower legs. How are they situated as we come towards this lifting? And notice that you might feel that your knees are moving forward over your ankles, over your heels. Notice that the arms are becoming vertical and the lower legs are becoming vertical. And then go ahead and sit down for a minute, relax, shake your hands out a little bit. In fact, let's just do a little hand thing here. I kind of wanted to do that anyway. We're going to be spending a lot of time with our hands today on the floor in this type of position. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of softness in our hands. Now this is a beautiful little exercise. So kind of bring your fingers together and your thumb like this and see if you can make them snap when you bring them together. Bring them to your ears like this. Make them both the same sound, and just keep doing that. And the intention is to open the hands as sharply as they close. So we're working the back of the hands and the front of the hands. And you're going to get tired of this really quick. Try to balance the sound. So this is a sensory exercise. And we can do this all day long if we like, but we're not. You'll really get tired. But this is one of these actions in the hands that we do not do. We do not open our hands sharply ever during the course of the day. Why would you do that? Because we've got all these muscles back here. We've got all of this organization of that hand to open. And we have a lot of strength typically. You can go ahead and stop that now. We have a lot of strength to close the hand. You can squeeze. But opening the hand, no pressure at all to keep the hand from opening. Just like an alligator's jaw or a crocodile's jaw. You can just hold it together, keep them from opening with no energy at all, but try to keep it from closing. It's the same thing with our hands. We want to actually get some strength in opening these up. Otherwise our hands curl, the fingers curl more and more over time, and then we start to get this like... So we want to practice opening the fingers. Let's do this exercise also. This is another one of my favorite hand exercises since we're going to be spending time on our hands. Let's come up on our knees just for a minute. I guess I should get back on this. And bring the hands out towards the side. And this is a really nice little somatic exercise. Feel into the fingertips. Feel into the heel of the hand on the floor. Feel the palm lifting gently away from the floor. Feel that natural lift in the palm of the hands, especially as you press the fingers. Make the fingers a little bit heavier. Feel the center of the palm lift a little bit off the floor. And just allow your weight to move over one hand, engaging into the wrist, and then back the other way. So just slowly, that's just a side-to-side movement with the intention of allowing the wrist to gently distribute the weight as we roll side to side across the hand. Just keep your head more or less neutral so the gaze is straight down. You can feel the length between your tail and the crown of your head. Keep your shoulders soft but engaged. So see how much of the weight you can bring back into your knees without like collapsing into your knees, but allow your pelvis to bear more of the weight. Notice the verticality of your arms. When do they feel like you have the most support? And the same thing with the upper legs. Notice we can feel the energy pass through the bones when the bones are vertical. If we come off vertical, notice how we become unstable. We don't feel the weight being carried in the bones. And it's the bones that want to support our body. And the muscles just allow the bones to stay where they are. If we use muscles instead of bones to hold our body in position, we're just working senselessly. The bones are designed for that. You don't want to live in a house that has cables holding it up because the whole thing's leaning to the side. You want it to be vertical, the walls to be vertical. And now, bring the hands all the way around so that the fingertips are pointing back towards your knees. And allow yourself to come a little bit forward and a little bit back. And you can even come back all the way down to your heels and up on the fingertips so the heels of the hands are lifting. And then forward and allow the fingertips to lift. And back. Slowly allow the heels of the hands to lift. And then the fingertips to lift. And then go ahead and take a break from that. And we're going to do one more. We're going to do one more wrist movement. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to pick one hand up and put the back of the hand on the floor so the palm is up. We're going to bring the other hand and put it right on that palm. And then we're going to twist at the shoulders. So my right elbows, my right hand's down, back of the hand. Put the right hand right on that palm, and I just twist the elbow and the shoulder and the wrist. Gently and easily. We don't want to put much in this. This is slow and easy. So you can see my right elbow is turning, and it's bringing the shoulder with it, and it's bringing the wrist with it. So the hand is immobile, and mainly my body is immobile. And this is a movement of wrist, shoulder, and elbow. Slow and easy. And then go ahead and change sides. I just pick my hands up, keep them together, and put them down the other way. And slowly with the left, draw the elbow towards the back of the room and then twist it around towards the front of the room. Allow the shoulder and the wrist to go for the ride. Relax into your legs, relax into your pelvis. Think about that verticality of your legs. So it looks like you're leaning forward a lot, so you're putting a lot of pressure on your hands. The more you lean back, the less pressure's on the hand, and the weight's being carried by your legs. We don't want a lot of pressure on the hand. That's not what this is about. This is about immobilizing the hand, immobilizing the back, and letting everything move in between. Slow and easy. Keep your head in line with your spine, and then go ahead and settle down out of that. Just take a seat. And you're welcome to move your hands a little bit any way that feels good to you. Back in the day when I was only teaching inversions and stuff like that, we would start every class with 5 or 10 minutes of hand and arm work to do that. So never bring weight on your hands unless you've actually worked the hands first. Especially not full body weight, something like cat-cow or something is okay. And we're going to be bringing a lot of weight into the hands now in this particular practice, because we're looking for verticality in the limbs, backwards, engaging between the shoulders and the pelvis. So let's come back into this position. Hands behind us, fingertips pointing forward. Feet in a comfortable place, and begin to lift the pelvis slowly and easily. And I like to think about bringing my knees over. So my knees are really just pushing forward, and that lifts the pelvis. I'll bring the head someplace that feels good, so we can play with the head a little bit. We can bring the chin down to the chest. Slowly allow the head to lengthen and fall backwards just within the comfortable zone. And then slowly, slowly, slowly set back down. All the way down. And then we're going to come up again, slowly and easily. And just hold this wherever is right. If it's right for you down here, in fact, let's just stay down here. Let's just keep the pelvis maybe 3 inches off the floor. This is sometimes more of a challenge than lifting it. And then bring your right knee towards your chest. And slowly put the right foot back down. Feel the shift in weight in your body. Where does the weight shift as you bring the right knee in? And back down. Think about that verticality in your legs. Bring the right knee back up, and then begin to extend the lower leg towards the sky. Slowly and easily, and then back down. One more time with the right. Slowly up, and anytime you get tired here, it's better to come down. Just feel the shift. You've got balancing on 2 hands, 1 foot. Next time your right foot comes down, begin to relax. In fact, come all the way down onto the floor for a minute. Let yourself go. Let everything relax. Notice perhaps there's a different relationship between your body and the floor, between your body and the sky, between your left and the right side, between the front of your body and the back of your body. Becoming aware of your whole self in one picture. So bring the knees to standing, roll to one side or the other. Allow your body to roll back up into seating, and we're going to come back to the other side now. So once again, I'm going to shake out my wrist a little bit here. It's nice to keep them soft and easy. There's other things we can do. We can grab a wrist and just kind of grab one wrist with the other hand and just let the hand free and let it shake. We don't want to shake it off now. We just want to feel the circulation in there. And let's find this position once again. And once again, we can come all the way up. We might want to feel the difference if we come all the way up, partially up. It really doesn't matter how far up we come in this. Right? This is really not what it's about. It's about finding the support in the body that however far we come up, it's easy on us. Okay, so we're going to bring the awareness to the left. How do you support your body to lift your left leg off and bring the knee towards your chest? Where does the weight go in your body? Which hand wants to support the weight more as you lift the left knee towards your chest? And then maybe you can start extending at the left knee. And back down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. This isn't about getting anywhere fast. Really feel into your shoulders. What shoulder is doing more work right now? And maybe one more time. And back down. You go ahead and release the tail back down. And make your way onto your back. Extend your legs, or keep your legs in that nice, easy, restorative pose with the knees bent and the knees towards each other. Once again, checking in between the two sides. Any differences, any changes. Awareness is the whole key. And let's begin to bring ourselves back up again. Maybe bring the knees to standing. Maybe roll the other way this time. If you've been rolling the same way all along, roll up the other way. And now we're going to come down onto our elbows. Come onto your elbows with the knees drawn up. And we're going to do this same exercise. Right, but now we just have the upper arms that we're considering verticality and the lower legs. How do we keep this vertical as we lift? And back down, slowly and easily, totally reversible wherever we are. Notice the position of your hands. Where are you carrying the weight in your arms? Where are you carrying the weight in your legs? Slowly and easily. I'm just gazing between my knees into the distance, into the fuzzy distance, no focus. When we focus on something, we tend to move towards it as a goal, as a destination. So no focus, soft focus, blurred focus. And the next time we begin to lift up, just hold that and slowly allow your gaze to move along the wall in front of you towards the ceiling and all the way back behind you. So notice how this feels in your shoulder and your neck, and then slowly extend the head long as it lifts back up, and you're looking between your knees again. And just a couple more times here. Feeling that connection between engaged shoulders and a free neck. Very often when we engage our shoulders, we let the neck freeze up. You want to practice engaging through the shoulders and allowing the neck to be free and easy. Let the jaw open as the head comes back. Let the jaw close as it comes forward. And then slowly allow yourself to come back down. And come on back onto your back for a moment. If you start to really get distressed in your shoulders, go ahead and try to do what you can to relieve the stress in the shoulders. It's usually because we put too much weight on the shoulders instead of moving our body towards the feet as we're lifting, bringing more of the weight into the feet. We tend to press into the feet and push the weight into our shoulders. Let's see if we can find that balance. One more time, make yourself up, bring yourself up into that same position. This is going to be the position of the day. Find that same position. With the elbows down. Noticing the difference between having your arms long. Some people find one easier. I actually find having my arms long easier than having my arms down here. And often in a yoga class we'll talk about this as a modification for the arms straight. And that's not for me. It's the other way around. Arm straight's a modification for this to make it easier. Everybody's different. That's the point. So slowly begin to find that length. Pressing the pelvis forward. Thinking about the verticality in the legs. Some people are going to bring the weight so that the knees come over the toes. Right? That's not where we're looking for either, because that's as bad as back here. For the knees, for carrying the weight. We want to feel that balance. Vertical legs. And now we'll do that same thing we did with the arms extended. Bring one knee towards the chest and extend the leg. And then slowly back down. Keep your head and your neck and your jaw soft. If you feel yourself really stiffening up in the neck, go ahead and stop doing this. And just a couple times is all we need, very slowly. Where's the weight going in your hands? Where's the weight going in your legs? If you could lift an arm as you're lifting the right leg, which arm would it be? Just think about that. And then go ahead and settle back down on this side. Let's take a break. Let your shoulders relax. Sometimes I like to, with my palms down, just lift the shoulders towards the sky and let them drop. Lift them and let them drop. So squeezing the shoulders towards each other as they're lifting, engaging across the chest, and then let that just drop down. Another way you can do it is reach an arm up to the shoulder lifts and then just let that shoulder drop. And the other side. Here again, you might feel my right arm I can lift and let it drop really easy. The left, there's a little resistance when I let go. It's like it doesn't know what to do. There's this disconnect. When I let go, the leg says, am I supposed to drop or what's going on here? And the right just knows what to do. Alright, so let's bring ourselves back up into that position on the elbows, and we'll bring the awareness to the other side as we begin to lift the pelvis, begin to allow the other leg, from there will be the right, to begin to lift, and slowly settle down. And if you want to do something, you can allow the head to move. You can allow the head to move backwards as the leg is lifting, and the head to come forward as it's settling down. Or you could bring the head forward as the leg is lifting, and then allow the head to roll back as the leg's coming down. It's different variations, different sensations. Allow your back to be relaxed. Don't try to hold your back straight. Just think about the verticality of your limbs. And then go ahead and settle that back down. extend the legs long, or you can come into that repose with the knees bent and the knees together and the feet apart. All right, so let's come back to seated. And now we're going to bring the hands to the mat. Once again, we're going to take this to another level. You're in the lift. And now, just begin to pick an arm. And what do you have to do to lift that arm to the sky? And bring it back down. There you go. Go ahead and extend the arms long so that your elbows aren't locked out, but the arms are long. And notice how you have to move. Where does your head go? How can you use that 16-pound ball on top of your body to help you with this movement? And it's very similar to getting up off the ground. If you allow your head to drop to the right as you're lifting to the left, you've got that counter weight going. Maybe one more time. Really feel, how does this work in your body? Can you use your legs as much as your arm? And then come on back down. How's that feeling there? Don't stress your shoulders. If it gets too much, come down to here. Most people, it's easier down here. We don't have to come all the way up. And we're going to do the other side now. So if you feel better down here, then do that. Okay? So this is a slow thing. This isn't, the first time I started doing these, I would do like 2. Okay? It's better to do nothing and just feel your body and think about doing it. Bring the awareness of doing it. It's much better to do that than to do it and hurt yourself. Because then you have to heal. It's better to do it in your head a few times, even a few days or a few weeks before you actually start the physical practice. It really is. It's getting the head straight. It's all about. It's not the body. It's never the body. It's always the head. So let's find that again, wherever that is going to be for you. And if it's too much, just don't do it. Seriously. We're going to come up on the other side. Find that place. So by now, at the beginning I could see, and I never look at myself if I'm doing a practice, but I can see it now. I was not having verticality till now. Now I'm just coming into verticality. My lower legs are vertical, my arms are completely vertical. I feel so much more supported now. So we're going to go ahead and try the other arm. I think I did the left before, yeah. So allow the head to roll over here and the whole shoulder. Now I still have my fingers pointing towards my heels. You might want to turn your fingers on the left hand outwards. That might be easier for you. So turn the hands this way. Now I directed it this way, but this may be easier for you as you come up if you don't have that mobility in the shoulders. So try that. And don't worry, don't go so far. You don't have to go far. This is all we have. You don't have to lift your ass at all. You can just do this and feel that weight in the shoulder. Feel it? Just allow that right buttocks to come up a little bit. So then we start to work into the shoulder a little bit. We can feel it in the shoulder. Forget about this stuff down here. The butt doesn't have to lift. And for me, when the butt's right there, it's as hard as it gets. When I'm up here, everything's vertical, becomes really easy. When I'm down here, it's really difficult because there's more moving parts down here. Nothing's vertical. I got to move this way and that way. So there's a whole range in this. All the way up is not the hardest for me. It might be for other people. All the way down, with the butt all the way on the floor, is a little awkward. And with the butt about 2 inches off the floor, it's as hard as it gets for me. It's a very, but over time, that's going to change. So let's come on back down and take a break from that. I got to make sure I know what time it is. Oh, let's not take a break. Let me give you you're going to leave in 5 minutes? Okay. So let me show you some other stuff we're going to do here then. So eventually what we want to be able to do is like this. Right? This is what we want to be able to do, is opposite opposites. Okay? And then we might even want to be able to start walking ourselves. Forward and backwards. And once again, slow and easy. If that movement part isn't happening for you right now, that's okay. You got to get all these parts working together. Okay, and this is something we did. You know, I remember doing this in like 3rd grade and stuff with a ball. Right, you kick a ball around and you do this. Right, where did we lose that stuff? Where did we lose doing this? And this is like the best thing you can do for your body. So this is one way we can do it, and we can also go side to side. We can lift both. You can come this way, right? That's another little movement that we can do off of this, and these are all fully functional movements. Right? These are things that we do in our body. Not like that, but those movements in our body are critical. And how many times will we bring the weight behind us and support from the shoulder blades? Just lean into your hands with the shoulder blades. Think about the shoulder blades pushing the heels of the hands down. From the shoulder blades. Feel that? It's a very different than feeling from the hands and lifting. If you feel the shoulder blades, press down with the shoulder blades and that brings you up. So we're not pressing into the hands, we're pressing the shoulder blades down. It's a very different sensation. Okay, so let's take a break now. And when you can do this, it's fine. Right? Notice what I'm doing. I'm extending my legs fully. I'm lifting from my toes. Here. I'm pushing my toes forward. It's not an upper body thing. It's a lower body thing. So this practice is really amenable to this, for this kind of stuff. And then we're going to try this with the elbows. And then you'll see what I mean about the elbows being more difficult. Go ahead and take a break for a minute. I think we still got a minute or two before you have to go. And let's come back into that seated position once again. And this time, we're going to try that same thing with the elbows. But let's leave the body on the ground. Let's leave the back of the body on the ground and let's just do this. Okay, reach the foot and the hand towards each other, opposite, and back down. Because this game is all about the opposite sides of the body. See if you can feel the difference between one side, and maybe you don't have a difference. I can move this way with ease. When I come the other way, my body doesn't really feel nearly as comfortable. Noticing the differences. That's where the learning happens. Maybe keep your gaze on the connection between the fingers and the toes as they're coming together. Allow your ribs to soften as you're lifting. We don't allow the ribs to expand out. That keeps our body from curving into the movement. So the ribs are softening down towards the pelvis. And now let's just try this. If we can do this, let's try to walk, crab walk on the elbows. Both directions. Feel the difference than on your arms. You okay? Is that Charlie horse? I get him up in my thigh from this. All right, so it's 7:20. So why don't we just Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Om Namo Vah.